Anyway, yesterday we started talking about writing inequalities, right? Okay? We had a given scenario where we were ending up able to write inequalities. Then we were able to graph inequalities on a number line, right? Okay? We took an inequality, we graphed it based on whether or not it was greater than, less than, greater than or equal to, less than or equal to. We'll kind of review those today before we get started. And then we talked about actually coming up with solutions for them, which is what the bulk of our lesson is going to be about today. I'm only going to spend about 20, 25 minutes on that. Okay? That way I give you guys plenty of time to kind of work. Okay? Cool? Gross. All right. Here we go. Let's kind of practice this really quickly. All right? I want you to write an inequality this time. Okay? So you're writing an inequality that would show this example right there. Okay? Kids under 48 inches tall cannot write. Man, y'all remember going to like fairs and things like that? And then they say that you can't ride a ride because you're too short. That's only happened to me a bunch of times. All right, go ahead and write this. Yeah, no, I bet not. All right, write what that inequality would look like. Let's think about what they're talking about. Okay? What would be a good variable for us to use? What are we talking about? The kid's what? We're talking about a kid's age? A kid's age is measured in inches. Cool. Not really, because if you look at Jameson is actually not even the oldest person in the room, but he's the tallest person in the room, so we can't justify that, right? Okay? No, it's not going to be age. What's it going to be? Height. Height works. What can we say? Age, right? We can use age. And we are comparing age to 48. So I want you to think about this, ladies and gentlemen. Can h, and I don't want you to say anything right now, can h equal 48? And if h can equal 48, then we have to use greater than or equal to or less than or equal to, right? If it can't, we're only using greater than or less than. Okay, so kind of reviewing, these are our four symbols we have here. We have greater than, right? We also have greater than or
underline.
Greater than or underline.
Oh, equal.
We have less than and we have less than or equal to, right? Okay, so using one of those symbols, I want you to describe this relationship there between h and 48. Got it? Okay, go.
Wait, h and 48?
20 seconds. Do not talk to your partners yet. Oh, yeah. Don't even whisper. Get it for yourself first. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now talk and share what your answer is. Go.
Put the underline and then this side. I don't know what. Wait, left.
I put greater than or equal to.
What? What do you mean?
That's what
It says kids under 48 inches.
Isn't that what you put?
Ooh, there's some contention with this one. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right. Who says greater than or equal to? Nah. No. Kids under 48 inches tall cannot write. Under means what?
Less.
Kids less than 48 inches cannot ride, right? It's not going to be greater than. Okay? Greater than would be if they could ride. We're talking about kids that cannot ride. Okay? So it's going to be less than or equal to. Who says it's going to be less than or equal to? Who says it's going to be less than? Wow. The vast minority got it right. Correct answer is less than.
Whoa.
Here's why. Can it be 48? Does it say kids 48 inches and under cannot ride?
No.
Can it say kids that are at most 48 inches cannot ride?
No.
No, it's not going to be equal to in any category there. Okay, it's kids under 48 inches. So it seems like we need one more practice with this. Okay? Ready? Do another one. Okay? Adults. At least 25 years or older get a discount. And that is true. Okay? Car insurance is a big pain in the rear end. But when you turn 25, you get a discount. So adults at least 25 years or older get a discount. I didn't need to throw that or older in there, but I did anyway. How about this time you talk to your tables and see what you guys come up with and what key words help you with this problem. Go.
Okay, so.
Or we can do it from 11:30 to 12. Doesn't matter to me. Talk to your table.
At least.
Yes. Least. Wait.
What?
You guys do inequality.
It says at least.
Like real big? Like real big? I don't know really. Adults at least.
Adults at least 25 or older. Oh.
What is
Now,
at
that's
least?
really confusing.
Because it says at least and then it says older. So we don't know if it's more. You have to be 25 or older. Oh, she said you have to be 25 or older, so it's older.
Wait.
So it's older.
No, he said he didn't need.
It was just an extra word for no reason. Greater.
So I don't. Nobody in here rides a bus.
Greater than or.
I don't know why you needed to know that information,
Yeah, one of
but
those.
gets it ingrained in my head. Bus 48. All right, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
It's one of those.
What are we comparing here? What is our variable going to be in this case? Anybody have any clues? Landon.
It says older, and the only thing that's older is greater.
No. Variable right now. Yeah, variable. Age. So A, right? All right, A works, and then we know that we're comparing 25. Okay? So adults at least 25 years or older get a discount. What does your age have to be?
25.
Okay, who says less than or equal to? Look at that. Who says greater than or equal to? Okay, so now we compare. Who says just greater than? Raise your hand. Who says greater than or equal to? The question you always have to ask is, can you be 25? So in this
Yes.
case, can they be 25?
Yes.
Correct answer is greater than or equal to.
I got it right.
How you feel? How you feel? How you feel? Yeah, I don't know why you guys struggled on this one so much, and then you were able to do this one well, but maybe it's just getting back into the swing of things. Okay, so yesterday we focused on the writing aspect of that, okay? And then we moved on to what?
Writing, solving.
No, we didn't do solving yet. What did we do? Graphing. You should know it's in your notebook, right? We moved on to graphing, right? So let's go ahead and jump into graphing. And we're going to take this same inequality right here. The same A is greater than or equal to 25, right? All right. We're not in a negative number. We're just in a positive number, right? So we're going to go ahead here and start with a 0. And I'm going to put 25 somewhere here. Now, if you wanted to be picky, and I do want to be picky today, I'm going to say that 15 would probably exist here, and 35 would probably exist here, right? Okay, so that is kind of similar to what you guys saw when you were doing some of your independent stuff yesterday. Okay, find in your notebooks for me the 2 rules that we talked about for graphing inequalities. Now, we actually have 2 sets of rules, right? We have sets of rules for if we have equal to or just greater than or less than, right? In this case, what are we focusing on? The one that has equal to. All right, so give me a rule. First rule is what, Caroline? You had your hand raised. Okay, so first of all, I'm just going to plot the number on the number line by circling it. Okay? Now, because it says equal to or cheat code, because it has a line underneath it, what happens with that circle? It gets what?
It filled in.
Filled in, so fill that in. Now, somebody give me a number that would make this statement true. Somebody give me a number in place of A that would make this statement true. What's a number that is greater than or equal to 25? I'm going to call on everybody, so you better be willing to share. Jake.
Number greater than 25?
Quickly.
45.
Champ.
777.
Brooklyn. Greater than 25. Or equal to 25. 50. Grace. Greater than or equal to 25. It's super simple. A number that's bigger than 25. A number that's bigger than 25. Come on. 27. Anaya. 84. Aubrey. Alexiana. Rejoice.
100.
Jameson.
1,374,000.
Weird, but I'll take it. Rachel.
38.
Annabelle. Haley. Kelvin, I'm going to call on you. First day. 29. Did you say 29? All right. Or Caroline.
57.
Levi. Landon.
100.
Amelia. Anthony. Peter. Emily. Caleb. Dominic.
45.1.
Kira. Bryce.
1,566,431.
Tyron. 35. Nobody said the one that I was hoping. Somebody could have said 25 here, right? It was 20. Then you should have said it. I don't know why you said. I was going to say it. You said 25.1. That's a different number. Anyway, yeah, it can be greater than or equal to, right? So now we're actually talking about how we're going to show that. So all those numbers existed on one side of this number line, right? Right? But if you look at this cheat code right here, this arrow is pointing in the direction to the right. All we're going to do, step 2, is draw a dark line to represent the direction, right? Super simple. So Grace, you weren't here yesterday. Kelvin, you weren't here yesterday. Okay, this right here, when you have this symbol on a number line, this looks just like this arrow, right? If you were to look at that number line, that looks exactly the same. That tells you the direction that you go. Okay, if it's less than, it looks just like this. That tells you to go this way. Okay? Questions about graphing? I'm not going to give you another example, unless you want one.
No.
No.
Raise your hand if you want one. All right, we have 2 people voting. We're going to do it. Wow. All right, X is less than 3. I want you to go ahead and do that on a number line, ladies and gentlemen. With your table, go.
Hi, y'all.
No.
We're going to be
this one's going to be different.
graphing. So, we put black
X
right
is less
here.
than 3. You see
What,
how
Rachel,
less
what
than
you
does
saying?
not have?
Listen.
I can't listen. Listen to the teacher.
Okay.
I know we
That means that X is not equal
So, X3.
less than.
Now we
Sorry, I
need-
said less than, didn't I? I meant greater than.
Huh?
I meant less than, but that is greater than. No. Because some people have already started.
Anyways,
Gammon's messed up though. So because this has a line underneath it,
Wait, so
So,
which way are we turning it? Is it gonna
it's this way.
fill in.
to equal
The right. It has to
Have that
E3.
line underneath it.
So you have to flip it.
Yes.
And not listen to the Okay, got you.
So we do that. Now we graph.
You best start. What? Dang. Anyway,
So now we gotta put 0 at the end, and then I gotta put 3 in here. And is this an underline chomper? No. So, if it's not an underlined chomper, we don't fill the circle in. Okay, so put a circle on it.
Those are good on me. And it's facing
So
this
I
way.
was being
So then
real.
we're gonna take it this way.
Listen,
And then we're gonna fill
I
it.
like it when you fill it.
And I'm so smart.
I was being real stupid. And then
Okay, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Yeah, I messed up. It was supposed to be less than. This looks like greater than. It's fine. We start with a 0. We go to 3. 2 could go here. 5 could go here. Okay, doesn't matter. In this case, though, we just circle it. Why do we not fill that in? Somebody raise their hand. Why do we not fill that one in? Rachel.
it doesn't have that what's it called, that underlined thing.
Okay, what is that underlined thing called? What does that mean if that underlined thing is there? It's greater than or
Oh, equal.
equal to. In this case, it's not going to be equal to 3, right?
No.
We follow that direction. We draw a line. That is what that should look like. Thumbs up if you got that.
What?
I know, I said less than. I messed up because if I wrote this,
Never mind.
you see how this says greater than? You probably wrote it correctly. I wrote it wrong when I said it, so I apologize for that. Okay? If you did less than, it would just be the opposite way, right? All right. Ready? Too bad we're going to do it anyway. Here we go. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we're jumping into solving. And does anybody remember the made-up Gammons chart that he called it? What is that made-up chart called, Jake?
3 chart.
A 3 chart. I don't know why I called it a 3 chart. It just sounds good, right?
Yeah.
It sounds like something that could be there. It's really just a chart or a table. It's not a T chart because it doesn't make a T. Okay. All right. So I'm going to give you this problem right here. 13 plus A is less than 18. Now, how many of you in here can tell me a value that A would be equal to? That A could be equal to? Something plus 13 that's less than 18. How many of you could give me a value there? Good. That's not what we're going to do because when given values, they're going to give you something like saying that A could be 5, 4, 3, or 2. And then you have to be able to determine which ones work, right? And so the first column here is going to be your value of A, right? And so our values of A, we said were 2, 3, 4, and 5. I don't know why I said 5, 4, 3, and 2. Kelvin will figure out pretty quickly that I mix things up in here and I get super loud and crazy and chaotic. It's fine, it's normal. All right, anybody remember what the middle part of this was there? What is the middle part of that, Rejoice?
Solution.
The solution. And then Peter, what was the third part? What about work? Does it work? Thank you. I just say work with a question mark, right? Because I'm lazy. Mathematicians are lazy. Excuse me?
I am too.
Man, well, that's a different story for a different day. All right. I thought you were specifically calling me out. All right. Anyway, here's what we do. And so Grace and Kelvin, since you weren't here yesterday, what we're trying to do is we're trying to find which values here make this statement true. Understand? So we're trying to find when we plug in one of these numbers for A here, which ones make the statement true, right? And so it's simple addition right now. What is 13 plus 2, ladies and gentlemen?
15.
What's 13 plus 2?
15.
Is 15 less than 18?
Yes.
So we have 15 less than 18, and that works. I put a Y. What does Y stand for?
Yes.
Yeah!
I know it does.
Sorry, Gammons was watching wrestling the other day, and there's this guy that like stops randomly, and they all say, "Yeah!" Mr. Sullivan watches it, and I watch it sometimes with
I
him.
only watched the.
All right, it's that LA Knight dude. All right, so we plug in 3 now. What's 13 plus 3?
16.
Is 16 less than 18?
Yeah.
Yeah!
Oh my god.
It works. Uh-oh, somebody already closed the door. Bet it's Miss White. Oh. All right. What about 13 plus 4? What's 13 plus 4, ladies and gentlemen?
17.
17 less than 18? Yeah!
What do you mean?
It works. All right, what about the last one?
No.
What's 5 or 13 plus 5?
18.
Is 18 less than 18?
No.
2 things that we're going to do here. We're going to say no. We're just going to mark that out. We're not going to make a big old scribble out. We're just going to put one line through it. Does that make sense to you?
Yeah.
Okay, doing that, we have now justified that 2, 3, and 4 are all solutions to this, right? Anybody know any other solutions that would work here? Caleb, 1. What's the only other solution before you get the negative numbers that would work here? 0, right? Then any negative number would work and make this true, correct? Okay, we'll get into that a little bit later. All right, let's talk about what we are actually needing today, because today, ladies and gentlemen, gets a little bit more challenging. We're still working on the solving stage. Everything that we've done before now is just a quick little 20-minute review. We're going to be doing fractions and decimals. Okay? It is not going to be super bad, especially if we pay attention to what's going on here, all right? Got it? So what we need to do is we need to find which solutions work for this particular problem. 16a, let's see, is greater than 5.6. And the potential solutions could be, A could be 1/2. It could be 1/3. And it could be 1/4. Yeah. So we start having to review some things really quickly, ladies and gentlemen. And I'm going to tell you this. It's really not that bad. Okay? But it's just going to take a little bit extra work. And this is good for us because we're still in the process of reviewing fractions and decimals, right? Right?
Yes.
Yes, no? All right, so we're going to create the same 3 chart here. It's going to look identical across the top, right? I chose A because, well, the last one was A. We have the value of A. We have the solution. And then we have, does it work? And so we're going to plug in these numbers. We're going to plug in 1/2. And yes, I value that some of you know that 1/2 is the same thing as 0.5. And that 1/3 would be 0.3 repeating. And that 1/4 would be 0.25. But for our intents and purposes today, keep it as a fraction for now. I promise you that will make you feel a lot better later on. Understand? Got it? Got it, champ? You better. All right. Because it's your birthday. Doesn't mean we change anything. All right, so here's what we're going to do. We need to plug this in for each individual equation. For each individual value of A. And so all we're going to do is plug this in right here. Now, somebody tell me really quickly, actually talk to your tables really quickly. When you have 16 next to the letter A, what operation does that show? Talk to your table, go.
Multiplication.
16 next to the letter A stands for what operation?
Multiplication.
Okay, so let's plug in 1/2, and this is going to require us to do a little bit of work. So we're actually just going to do 16 times 1/2. Now I got a problem there. Anybody tell me what the problem is? 16 is what?
Whole number.
Whole number. 1/2 is a fraction. What do you have to do?
Turn 16 into a fraction.
Turn 16 into a fraction. So 16 as a fraction is
16
over
second.
1 times 1/2. Go ahead and solve that problem.
8.
Solve the entire problem. Don't be lazy.
What do you mean by 8?
What's 16 times 1?
16 over. Oh.
16. What's 1 times 2? Is 16 divided by 2 a math fact?
Yes.
What is 16 divided by 2?
8.
So here's my question. Is 8 greater than 5.6? Yes or no?
Yes.
That one works. That one wasn't that bad, right? Yes, no? Was that bad?
No.
16 divided by 2. Is that challenging to do? No. All right, so we're going to do the next one for 16 times 1/3. Again, what the problem is?
A whole number.
Whole number multiplied by a fraction. So what do you have to do?
Make it a fraction.
Wow, only 2 people talking. What do you have to do?
Make it a fraction.
And what is 16 as a fraction, everybody?
16 over 1.
16 over 1 times 1/3 now. What's 16 times 1?
Oh, 16. Yeah, 16.
We'll try that again. What's 16 times 1?
16.
What's 3 times 1?
3.
Do you know 16 divided by 3 off the top of your head?
No.
You should probably solve it. Now, watch what I do here. You ready? I know that 3 goes into 16 5 times, right? And 5 times 3 is 15. Watch what happens. I go to 1. I'm going to go to a decimal because this answer isn't a decimal, right? How do we go to a decimal? Decimal here,
Decimal up there.
line it up. What goes next to that?
A 0.
What do we do with that 0?
Put it down.
How many times does 3 go into 10, ladies and gentlemen? How many times does 3 go into 10?
3.
3. It's 3.
How many times does 3 go into 10?
3.
Here's my question. Before we even move on, what do you notice about this answer and this answer? Well, it is repeating, but what do you notice?
It's
Let's just say we have 5.3 repeating here. Is that greater than 5.6?
most.
Is that greater than 5.6?
No.
No. I'm going to just go ahead and say that's done. And here's the deal. I could have solved this out even further, and I mean, you couldn't have because it's just going to keep repeating forever, right? But say that I could solve this out even further. Once you have a number that you know does not make this statement true, just stop. You know what I mean? Just stop. You don't have to go further. Why waste the time, right? All right, 1/4. Ready? I want you to go ahead and do 16 times 1/4 with your table. On your own, go.
Is it on your own?
It's It's 4.
Okay. So, you know, 16 is the problem, so we gotta turn it into a fraction. And then we're,
Oh, it's 4. It's 4.
Can you let me answer?
It's 4.
So 16 is 16 over 1, and then
It's 4. Oh my god. Why didn't you just tell me that? It's 4. I'm about to smack you in the back. Why y'all working so hard?
over 4.
Say why we working so hard? Yes, it's 4. I didn't even do the work.
And then 16 divided by 4 is 4.
What,
That's right
Kyron?
answer.
You look like you're in a cheer outfit.
No, I was thinking. Wait, this is recording us. We should probably not. Still standing. Oh.
Kyron.
All right, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. What does 16 times 1/4 end up equaling out to be, ladies and gentlemen?
16 and 1/4.
16 over 4, which can be divided into, is 4 greater than 5.6? How many of you had 4 there, by the way? Okay. Questions about this one? Feel okay about that? So let's just kind of review, and we're reviewing more for the people on camera. Whether it's fractions or decimals, and I'm just going to stop here because it's already 30 minutes, by the way, for them. Whether it's fractions or decimals, you're going to do the same thing. Got it? With decimals, I'm going to say this. I'm going to allow you to use your calculator anyway, right? All you have to do is do this 3 chart right here. Fractions, keep it as a fraction, and then divide it out at the end. Understand? Okay? And that'll help you tremendously. Got it? Decimals, if you want to do it by hand, do it by hand. It's the same strategy. Got it? And that's it. Questions about this? All right, cool.